is the last Monday Night Raw before we head to Jeddah for Saudi Arabia. Who will lose their head? Who will lose their place in the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments respectively? And who will lose out on the opportunity of wearing that big golden crown? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And we are here to talk about it. Two semi-final matches taking place tonight. We've got the King of the Ring semi-final. We've got the Queen of the Ring semi-final. We will know one of the participants in both finals after tonight. Who's going to be there? Who's going to get there? Who is going to go to Saudi Arabia with the intentions of winning it all?
Who's going to book their ticket for Saturday? Who's going to book it? Who's going to be there? Looking forward to it? Not really, because the previous couple of weeks have just been matches after matches after matches. I'm sick of it. Eli Dragunov looking at Gunther does nothing for me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Those were first round matches. It's heating up now, right? It's semi-final time. It's serious.
It's serious. It's lukewarm. It's slightly above freezing.
Nah, it's boiling. What are you talking about, man? It's the temperature has risen.
The only thing boiling is the camels out in the Saudi Arabian desert, my
Jesus
friend.
Christ, we can see one of us here is trying to be optimistic. One of us is trying to put Raw over tonight as a big show, and the other one is doing what he always does, and that's just bury fucking wrestling 24/7. Anyway, we did put up a few polls to get your guys' thoughts on who would win their respective matches tonight. So, with that said, let's just get straight into them and let's see what you guys are thinking. So first, it is the Queen of the Ring semi-final. Who will advance to the final tonight? Io Sky or Lyra Valkyria? 64% Io Sky. 36% Lyra Valkyria. I agree with that. I would say that Io Sky is a heavy favourite going into this, so I expect her to win. But, I mean, Lyra Valkyria could win. She's unbeaten since getting drafted to Raw. Queen Valkyria sounds like a good name, to be honest. It does. Queen Lyra or Queen... It sounds like a queen name. It sounds like something I'd see on Game of Thrones. Valkyria, you know, it does sound like that, or some sort of Viking shit. So she's got the name, but will she have the crown? Will she be the Queen of the Ring come Saturday? That we do not know. But Laura King says, let's go Io Sky. B. Paya Roja Shoshe says Io Sky. And Big Kings Mike's World, shout out to Big Kings Mike's World. He says, let's go Lyra. So, he there is going the opposite. So, yeah, whether Io Sky wins, whether Lyra Valkyria wins, they will have the odds stacked against them, I'm sure, because on SmackDown, it's going to be Nia Jax and Bianca Belair. Both women a lot bigger than these two. Both women probably would be the favourites, depending on who wins that and gets into the final. So, yeah, the winner of this match will be the underdog for sure. But I'm going to go with Io Sky. Who are you going with?
I'm going Io Sky too. You look at the other match, it's two faces against each other. That kind of rules out Lyra Valkyrie making it to the final for me, and it has to be the heel Io Sky to take on a face.
Nia Jax a face?
No, I mean, my point of view is the faces are going to win on SmackDown. Therefore, they're going to face Io Sky.
Right, well, let's move into the next one then. King of the Ring semi-final on Raw is Jey Uso taking on Gunther. We've got 173 votes. 71% are going with Gunther to get a sacred victory, and 29% are going with main event Jey Uso. The King of the Ring, it doesn't really feel like a main event thing, you know, it's more like a mid-card thing, and if Jey Uso can't win this, then is he really main event Jey? That's the question I'm asking. But anyway, Eric Mark says, I'm hoping for Jey, but I'm not betting against Gunther. Beer Guy 177. Boring Gunther will probably win the whole thing, to be honest. I mean, that's not a bad shout. I'd say Gunther is the favourite. I mean, so far we've got Jey Uso, Gunther, Randy Orton, and Tama Tonga. I can definitely see Gunther Orton, but I mean, I could see both Jey Uso and Tama Tonga in there, although that doesn't really strike me as a King of the Ring final matchup at all. And Toast2222 says, look, I'm not a Jey hater. I like Jey. I hope it's a hard-fought match that makes him look good. But Gunther winning in the end and advancing and winning the King of the Ring. So Toast wants Jey Uso to be on toast by the end of the night. I'm going to go with Gunther. I think Gunther will win this, and I think he'll take on Randy Orton. So I'm going Gunther.
I think it's unpredictable. That's a plus point. You could get a bloodline battle. Ex-bloodline against current bloodline, but I'm going Gunther too. Gunther's going to take on Randy. Randall Keith Orton, RKO.
Yeah, next up we have Sami Zayn looking for payback against Chad Gable. These guys have already faced each other since WrestleMania. They're going at it again. Doesn't really mean much when we know that they'll be competing in a triple threat match at Saudi Arabia. So yeah, I guess we're just going to have a one-on-one. Like, surely this doesn't need to be a long match, right? They've already had their long match. The main event at Raw, like last month or whatever, or the Raw after Mania. They had their 20-minute main event. They're already going to have a triple threat match. We know that. There's no reason for this to go long tonight. There's just no reason whatsoever. This should be like a 2-3 minute match with big Bronson Reed coming out and causing a double DQ and beating up both guys. That's what we should get. What we'll probably get is maybe a 15-20 minute match and then Bronson Reed coming out. So yeah, I don't think anybody needs to see this. I'm going to go with some sort of shenanigans. I'll go with, I don't see the point of Gable losing again. He's already lost to Sami Zayn. If he loses twice to Sami Zayn, then what's the point of him even being in this triple threat match? So I'm going to go with a double DQ or possibly even Alpha Academy turning heel and actually helping Gable win this match. Or who knows, I guess they could maybe fuck it up and cost Gable the match. Possibilities here. I'm going to go with a draw.
I'm going to go with a double DQ as well. Big Bronson's going to be out there. I think Alpha Academy, they're going to back off on any face turn / heel turn at the pay-per-view.
Well, they're already face, so they can't really turn face.
I know, but Double Down, they're kind of tweeners right now because they're in his camp. We haven't seen them make their true alignment.
What do you mean make their true alignment? He's bullying them every single fucking week.
Yeah, so
they refuse to use his heel tactics.
There's going to be a boiling point.
And last but not least, we have the Judgment Day challenging for the World Tag Team titles. Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and The Miz. I'm not sure which duo that they're taking on. I believe it's Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. I'm going to assume that it isn't Rhea Ripley. I'm going to assume that it's not Dominic since he's out for 9 months. And I have to assume that Damian Priest isn't lowering himself to the tag team title division. I mean, could Carlito get himself in here? I mean, possibly. Does anybody believe that JD McDonagh is going to beat anybody for a championship? Probably not. So I'm going to go with the Awesome Truth to retain here in this one. Yeah, just a sad state of affairs, I think, for the Judgment Day. Nobody really believes that JD McDonagh is going to win this match tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 6 months ago, you couldn't have thought of a worse, well, maybe not a worse team than Finn Balor and Priest, but you're like, at least they put Dominic in. It's alright. JD McDonagh in. That's a million times worse. But anyway, Awesome Truth are going to win. R-Truth's carrying Raw to a degree.
And that's it. Nothing else really happening. We've got no news on Drew McIntyre. Don't think CM Punk's going to be on the show tonight. Becky and Liv Morgan, will their feud continue? I mean, possibly, but there's nothing being advertised. So, just looks like another lackluster Raw. The main selling point is the 2 semi-final matches, and at the end of the day, they're just that. They're just 2 semi-final matches with no heat. It's 2 matches devoid of heat. Jey Uso and Gunther battled a few months ago for the IC belt. Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria. I don't think I've ever wrestled before. It just does feel like random matches here. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's your Raw preview. We'll see what happens. Will it be a good show? I'm not looking too forward to it. Like I said, no Punk tonight. No Rock tonight. I mean, we need The Rock. Bring back Dwayne fucking Johnson. Just do it. Bring him back. The great one. The final boss. We need him back on WWE television. Or at least bring John Cena back. He said he's going to do 1 more year. He said he's willing to do a full-time run. Let that run begin right now. Get John Cena running down to the ring. Get him be a late entry in the King of the Ring and have King Cena. That would be a good name. King John. Big King John. Big King match. How about that? Anyway, that's it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.